They say they went to this hotel, and a short time later, the suspect arrived. That's when a fight broke out. A 2-year-old boy is in critical condition after sustaining a bite wound from a rattlesnake. But the way he made it
say while asleep, they were wakened by 3 men holding guns and demanding money. Police say they were tied up.
This decision will forever change the course of 2 lives. But this incident has intertwined with a bigger problem.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jeff Nance. An Akron girl was reported missing from her family's home last night. An Army veteran who served 3 tours in Iraq and Afghanistan was shot to death in Lancaster. Police say 21-year-old Bianca Martin, 24-year-old Tremont Walters, and Stephen Diamond apparently took the girl. After he was bitten, his parents put him in the back of their SUV and drove to help. They say they met the ambulance
At this house, police are investigating a horrific event for a mother and her 2 kids. Sources say while asleep,
a man is recovering from multiple wounds during an altercation between 2 men. Lieutenant Maine said it all started with... We need your help in catching a mob who beat up a man so badly that he's in critical condition, leaving him bleeding and unconscious. Police searched the area and no suspects have been found. You may not know it, but if your child is caught sexting, he or she can face serious penalties under the law. But a new law might help those caught sexting avoid becoming registered sex offenders.
Started out as kind of like a little tease, like I was just being goofy one day.
This girl admits to the NBC 10 investigators that she sent her boyfriend nude pictures.
New picture message.
Across the country, some minors arrested for sexting have been convicted of child pornography charges, forcing them to register as a sex offender. But in New Jersey, a new law sponsored by Cherry Hill Assemblywoman Pamela Lampett basically gives some teens a chance to avoid being forced to register as a sex offender under Megan's Law. Instead, it allows certain teens caught sexting to enter an educational program about sexting. But the law only applies to first-time offenders who act without malicious intent. Officials say that means if sexting is between friends who only wants to share the photos, then they are eligible for the program. But if a teen passes around nude photos by sexting to embarrass or harm someone, then he or she will not be allowed to participate in the program. Officials say sexting is a growing problem. Take a look at this. One recent survey finds 1 out of every 5 girls aged 13 to 19 has posted nude or semi-nude pictures of themselves.
Act like your daughter or son, or whoever isn't part of it. You don't know what's going on, so you can't think that your child is completely innocent.
Despite the laws, nearly 40% of teens are still sexting. Experts say the best advice for parents is to monitor their children's phone and internet activities. Law enforcement officers are asking people to use more caution on the highway after a deadly weekend. 10 people died in traffic crashes, including 4 teenagers and 1 child. Another car loses control on the interstate. Within seconds, 2 people are dead, including the driver's 17-year-old sister and an 18-month-old child. 3 others were injured. This crash marks the 10th person to die on area roads in 48 hours.
And if that number in this scene behind me does not tell our drivers that it is time to straighten up and fly right when it comes to driving and help us do the job we do every day on making Florida's highways safe, I don't know what else will get the attention of our drivers.
Saturday morning, another crash in Palm Harbor claimed the lives of 5 people, including 3 19-year-olds. Troopers say 33-year-old Danny Lamb was driving a Ford pickup on US 301. He tried passing, and that's when he struck a car carrying 19-year-old Ashley Blackburn and her 3 friends.
I can't really blame him unless I know, what the circumstances are, until I know if he was drinking.
Ashley and her friends Richard Forbes, Jennifer Sawyer, and Garth Durgan were on their way to Ashley's house that night to watch a movie when the tragedy occurred. Ashley's stepfather says she was also pregnant.
5 months pregnant. She already had the baby's name. It was a boy. Tyson was the baby's name.
And as some 10 families try and cope with their loss, troopers say it is a painful reminder of just how dangerous the roadways can be. Trooper Coggins tells us there are 2 other crashes in 2 nearby counties this weekend. That brings the weekend total to 10. Back to you.
He joins us here in the studio. Tell us about this story.
Thanks, Terry. Area streets are safer tonight thanks to a year-long undercover operation designed to recover stolen firearms. The idea is simple. Set up a fake store and get the bad guys to bring in their weapons. Deputies set up a storefront sting at Danes Electronics in Seffner. They bought 213 illegal weapons in all. Many were brought in loaded by convicted felons.
Most were stolen from homes and will be tested to see if they're connected to any crimes.
The word got out on the street very quickly. I mean, as soon as you start buying stolen property, it just spreads like wildfire, and people who are looking to sell it tell their friends, and it's amazing. I mean, I'll tell you what, if most businesses could have a marketing plan like us, our economy would be in better shape.
203 people in all were arrested. 121 are still in custody. The sheriff's office spent about $95,000 on the operation and recovered $2 million in property. They plan to seek restitution from each person arrested to cover what they paid for the weapons. Back to you, Terry.
Thank you for that report.
It's one of the most heinous crimes ever to strike the area. 2 women, 1 pregnant, set on fire during a robbery. This weekend, the baby who was delivered in an emergency C-section died. Both women who are related are in critical condition. For the first time, family members are speaking out about their loved ones. The Lake Wales Insurance Company is boarded up, but the horrific memories here are not forgotten.
We want to thank the whole Lake Wales community.
Today, family members of Jane Luciano and Yvonne Bustamante held a news conference to thank everyone for their support.
We're really doing a lot of praying. We're just sticking together.
We're giving shoulder to each other, making the way there.
We're supporting each other.
Last Thursday, both women were severely burned. Police said Leon Davis Jr. poured gas on them and set them afire while trying to rob the place.
I think it really needs to be said, truly, that the heroes of this case are the victims of this case.
Both women remain in critical condition, and on Sunday, Luciano's baby died prematurely by emergency C-section after the attack.
Again, the crimes that we're speaking about are cold-blooded and incomprehensible.
Crimes that these families and an entire community would never forget. Leon Davis Jr. is being held without bond on charges of attempted murder. He's also the suspect in a double murder of 2 gas station employees a week earlier in Lake Alfred. The state's attorney's office is considering additional charges because of the baby's death. Back to you.